Welcome to Partners and Products, an inside look at helpful, innovative products and services from RV Advisor Partners and Associates. Now, here's your host, Tom Alexander.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Partners and Products. I'm Tom Alexander, and I'm joined today by the CEO of a company called RV. That's A-R-V-I-E.
Right.
RV. It is Mark Petersen. Mark, welcome.
Well, thank you, Tom. Great to be here.
Well, thanks for joining us. I know you're a busy guy, and you're in the process of always getting folks, on the road to great things to do and places to see. So
Yes.
appreciate your time.
Thank you.
We were chatting before we came on, and I said, well, would it be fair to say this is sort of almost like a travel agency for RVers? And you said, yeah, very much so. Explain how the origin of RV and
Sure.
how it works.
I'd love to. It's very near and dear to my heart. It's a very personal story.
Yeah.
I was watching one of your prior episodes with Bradley from the dump buddy.
Yeah, the dump buddy. Sure.
You guys were talking about the necessity is the mother of all innovation. So
Yeah.
how it very much was with us. I bought an RV back in 2015, my first one. I grew up as a camper with my family for many years, but my kids were, in that early teenish age, and the two dogs and the wife, and let's hit the road for 4 months and just go see, the Grand Canyon and visit relatives and see America for 5 weeks. And just, so we looked so forward to it. And our style of travel is very much like we have an anchor destination. We have some relatives in Denver, and so we'd actually rented a nice little house up there for a few days. And so we left like 6 days before that reservation, said, let's kind of see where the road takes us. This was our first RV journey. And we've done a lot in our Suburban with our 2 kids and dogs. And sometimes the traffic or weather will dictate where you want to go. Sometimes you see a sign for some cool cavern. Once in a while, even, some big paper mache dinosaurs on the side of the road or whatever your kids want to see. but we like,
you never know what you're going to run into out there sometimes.
We're some people like that super tight schedule. We're not that way, but it occurred to me very quickly that there was no single place. Like if I was in my Suburban looking for a hotel where I could go to a certain area, say, well, what's right outside of Louisville here? Here's a hotel that has 2 rooms side by side for, $89 a night. And here's a Hilton Garden Inn over here. And here's a Marriott here. It just wasn't that way. And it became, we started having to look, and, there were less tools then than even now. And I just simply couldn't believe how unadvanced it was to try to find and compare and book array of campsites the way it's possible in every other travel industry, like a hotel or airline or a cruise or anything. And it just it was just one of those things that stuck in my craw as a businessman, that I just couldn't get why it didn't exist. And it really existed as a project, just sort of as a side hobby, if you will, of just me. It's like peeling an onion. You just can't stop the next layer. And I eventually had a file like very thick, and then COVID hit, and I just sold the business and didn't have much to do. So I said, you know what, I'm going to start pulling on this string and see where it leads. And so eventually, I kind of realized what was the underlying cause of the problem. And so I brought together some legal folks and a lot of tech folks and challenged them to say, hey, what can we do to take all these campgrounds that are everywhere, that are listed on all these different platforms, and bring that information to people very quickly in a powerful way that lets them see what else is available in an area that they're in currently, or when they're planning to go to in the future, and make a decision based on, where is it geographically, what kind of amenities does it have that I need for this particular stop, and what does it cost, and select one. So I just, so trying to just bring that thing that everybody's had since like the 90s, it seems like, in travel. That was the goal of Arvie, is really just to help people camp more and really give them back their time. So that's the first iteration of what we call MVP in the startup world. The minimum viable product was the easiest route to get. That was to try to create a product that offered a value proposition to campers where it was worth a few more bucks to them to have a lot of their time back, and what is normally spent being searching all those different websites that are completely unconnected. And getting the information they need in one simple place, and then being able to just quickly book it and know that they could go there, not just know that a campground was there geographically, like it exists here, but can I stay there on the days I want to? So that was the goal, is again, just to get families more opportunities to camp by, making it much simpler to find and book campsites.
Oh, that's absolutely great. I mean, you want to be able to, identify where you want to go, but then why put up with all the headache and trying to coordinate this and that and everything else that goes into it when one click or call or whatever it is to you folks at Arvie gets it done. Again, it's rv.com, ARVIE.
Yes.
.com, and a play on actually RVs, right?
We kind of say it, we pronounce it like if you were saying Harvey, the name Harvey, but
Arvie. There you go.
Harvey, yeah.
Arvie.
So we're Arvie. Some people are Harvey, we're Arvie.
Right, Arvie. Got it. Well, I remember an old movie called Harvey with Jimmy Stewart, where he's talking.
I have to look that one up. I love movies, but I'm not sure.
Yeah. Well, that was where he was talking to a big rabbit. It's a comedy. Oddball film, but fun nonetheless. So Mark, obviously, when you're starting from scratch with something like this, and you kind of, there's no reference point per se, or there's certainly no foundation built or infrastructure built. You kind of build it from zero.
Yes,
I would imagine that is a bit of a challenge.
Sure.
And that's not a one-person job. That requires a lot of folks putting in a lot of hours, I guess, huh?
Especially when the one person is me. So I'm going to be probably one of the lesser tech savvy executives you'll ever meet in the tech field. I'm
right with you. I could barely get the toaster to work.
Yeah, I had owned some prior businesses in the construction industry, and she didn't know how to drive tractors either, but I like to look at a situation and try to, I think my talent is sort of figuring out what's wrong and just critically thinking through what might be doable to fix it, and then finding the right people with those skill sets to actually do it, and then get that team to work together toward that common goal. But I certainly give all the credit for what Arvie has become to the brilliant tech people that I've been fortunate enough to find and work with and bring on board, as well as a lot of advisory people. But yeah, it's been quite a process. And probably the unique thing is a lot of other tech, startup tech founders, they come up with an idea for a certain piece of technology and try to come up with ways to package it to make it, useful to whatever type of consumer they're trying to reach, whether it be enterprise or a direct to consumer. We just started with a problem with no known idea of how it would be fixed or if it was fixable. And so we really came up with this robust, very bespoke, customized solution to it that resulted from just simply chipping away at the problem repeatedly.
Do you find that as you evolve with this, first of all, how long has it been, how long has Arvie been around?
So I first started, it was right at the start of COVID. So in April of 2020 is when I incorporated and started working and studying the problem and hiring a couple people to help me figure it out. And then that ultimately led, and then it was just April 13th of this year, so 2 full years that we were in development in making the prototype and the MVP before we officially launched to the public. So it was just April 13th of this year that we just launched.
Wow, that's great. So, I would imagine, as in with any business, particularly one that's sort of, blazing trails, if you will, both in your case, literally and figuratively.
Thank you.
You have to evolve, and there's things that you're going to learn along the way, and probably things that you're going to learn from your customers. I would imagine, right? That's probably going to be something that's you're going to be all ears on, right?
Yeah, we put a huge emphasis on listening to the customers and interacting with them, because that's really where you learn, right? So we had some advantage in that I was customer one. I was coming from an RVer's place. I wanted to find this and I couldn't find it, so I said, well, I guess I'll build it. And then having other folks on the team with us who were very, dedicated, committed RVers who knew the lifestyle. So that was the start. But then, of course, expanding that. And at first, it's the people right? Like my father and stepmom had an RV and did the 8-month journey around, 10, 12 years ago. So they knew a whole bunch about, that type of lifestyle of constantly on the road. And then other people who just go on the weekends a lot, but, struggle with finding a campsite on the weekend because, it's a great weather report and stuff sold out. And so you just got so many different types of camping situations that can be benefited. And so you try to structure a product that can reach the most of those people initially. You can't build a company that solves everything at once, right? And again, they call it the minimum viable product. So what we try to do is be selective about which pieces of the problem we solved, where we solved it, and who it would help on the front end.
Yeah. I'm thinking some people may want to go where, they have great connectivity so that they can work, and they've got, hey, there's great reception in this area and cell and whatever. Yeah. And then other folks that want to say, you know what, I don't want any part of that. I want to escape everything. So stick me in a place that I can't get any reception.
It is.
Yeah.
We kind of addressed that with the group of parks that we decided to start with by listing. So right now we have 4,336 parks. The lion's share of them are government-owned parks, but we have most of the state most of the state parks and the federal parks that are generally on Reserve America, rec.gov. We have all those parks, as well as a lot of the state platforms have sort of migrated away to their own thing, and now they have their private platforms, such as California, Florida, Minnesota, Alabama, Virginia, Missouri, and Ohio. Those places now have their own state website. So now again, campers now have to have accounts set up, logins, credit cards saved in all of those plots. So and we have KOA as well. I just always loved KOAs, and I stay there a lot, and a lot of people do. So we use those parks, and now you can simply come to Arvie, and you don't have to log on to those sites anymore. You can come to Arvie and just look at all of those campgrounds plotted all over the US on the map, and just hover your mouse over the pin, see which campground it is, click it, and say check availability, and that pulls from your profile base. So I know I know what kind of rig you have. I know everything they're going to ask you to search, right? And I know everything to ask you to book. So I take it up one time, or Arvie takes it up from one time into your profile, and then you never have to type that stuff in again. Like, we're going to search, you're just going to put in where you want to go, whether it's camp nearby tonight or some city that you type in, the dates you want to stay, and then we're going to show you the map. You can hit on pins, and it will instantly start searching for the availability that match your rig and your dates, and will only show you options that are appropriate for you. If you have a 40-foot rig and the max site available is 26, we're not going to show you that site. If you say you travel with pets and this is a no pets campground, we're not going to show you that. So,
and the best routes, I'm imagining, as well.
Yeah, that's actually on the drawing board for the future, is how to get there. We do feel like we want to. Our initial goal was to kind of win the eyes of the camper on the front end by helping with the looking and booking frustration. Yeah. And ultimately, we seek to kind of keep those eyes on Arvie and help guide you to every stop of your destination along the way. Because, as you're well aware of, when you're in that big rig, there's a lot of things you want to do that are just a whole lot harder. If my wife and I want to, I'd like to get my nails done. Well, let's find a nail salon where I can pull in, tow in a Jeep, and park. And it's not always easy here. Where can we get the dog groomed? Just the normal little things that become so challenging. So we visualize Arvie becoming a tool to help not just solve the front end problems of finding and booking where you're going, but also getting you there, as you just mentioned.
Terrific. I'm speaking with Mark Petersen. He's the CEO of Arvie, and we're going to chat a little more on the other side. Just take a quick break. Okay. You're watching Partners and Products. I'm Tom Alexander. Stay tuned. Back in just a moment. Even the most seasoned of RV travelers could use a little help now and then. Don't take another trip without the partner power of the RV Advisor's Partners page. In fact, add it to your checklist right now. Nothing's more reassuring than taking to the road knowing our partner Power has your back. Trust us, it'll make your next trip one to remember. Even if you want to be a partner, it's all here. Visit the partner page at thervadvisor.com today. We're back on Partners and Products. My guest is Mark Petersen. He's the CEO of Arvie. And by the way, Arvie is based in
Charlotte, North Carolina.
Yes, the great city, Charlotte, North Carolina. Been there a few times. Great town. Yeah. And, a lot to learn about Arvie, Mark. And what, would you say, what is the big difference between an online agency, travel agency like yours, like Arvie, and anyone else's, and what are the real key takeaways from that? Maybe some price points even.
Sure, I'd love to explain that. So, again, going back to your original question, the root of the problem was that the way hotels and airlines API, what they call API, all of their available information to central places like Orbitz or Travelocity, that doesn't exist in camping. As you know, each platform is independent. So what Arvie is we brought together one platform to go find that information with our search technology to bring it back to our platform. And then we've designed 3 specific pieces of value to consumers by using an Arvie's platform. And the first is that you can search real-time availability across multiple platforms in one place. Again, RecGov, Reserve America, KOA, all those other states I mentioned, and have that right there where you don't have to go put in all that. So real-time availability check in one place. And then one-click booking. Once we show you we invite people to do a free trial at www.rva.com and type in fall 22 and we'll give you 20% discount as well. But so once you see what the availability is on our site, you can look at each site that's available. If we say there's 4 spots available, you can pull out and look at each one, the attributes of each site, whether it's a pull through, a back end, what type of power it has, sewer, water, fire pit. And then you can just say, select this site, and then say, we'll pull up a confirmation screen that says these dates, this price, here's how much it is. And you click that button, and then our agent team will book that immediately. And we never charge an additional booking fee. You always pay the exact same price to the penny as you pay on the website. Again, your membership fee covers all of that. So it covers all of the searching, unlimited searches at all 4,336 campgrounds that we currently have, which we'll be adding more soon, which is over 500,000 campsites. And so your membership fees covers unlimited searches, all 24/7. And then at any time you find a site you want to book, you can just click it as I just mentioned, and we will book it. Our team will book it for you. We'll send you an email and a text with your reservation number on that, so you have that confirmation, and it's also saved on the site for you under your My Bookings. But then the last thing we do that I'm really excited about, called our sold out search, and it has a feature called Auto Book. And as everybody knows, one of the big problems, especially with the public campgrounds, it can be so beautiful and also the least expensive places to stay, is they're very often sold out. But cancellations do happen all day, every day. We just don't know when. And there's lots of, you can see lots of stuff online about how people deal with that. They'll sit there and make 2 pots of coffee and hit refresh, 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 refresh. Well, Arvie is your refresh, refresh, refresh button. We will scan that campsite for you 24/7, 365 for a cancellation. And as soon as it hits, you have 2 choices. One is we can send you a text notification, and you can hit that link on that, come right to Arvie, see what the site is, and in what we call your search hub, where we bring all your searches. And if you like what you see, you hit another button. All right, that's another one, and just one-click book it at that moment. The other way is Auto Book, which can book a campsite for you even while you sleep. So a lot of the cancellations we find, especially at parks like Glacier National, Bahia Honda, Yosemite, some of the great parks that we book for our members, they'll release them in the middle of the night. So a text notification doesn't really do you any good when you're sleeping or driving or doing whatever else you are. So we have Auto Book, where our team of agents will immediately book that for you. You can, again, when you select Auto Book, and that's all included in a flat price for your membership. And the way the memberships work is we have 2 types. We have our monthly plan and our annual plan. Our monthly plan has a feature called Pause It, because we know not everybody camps year round. So it's $19.95 a month, and when it's active, you pay. When it's not, you don't. So you can come on, start a free trial, 7-day free trial, use it. You could even go pause before the first payment, never turn it on again unless you ever wanted to, and try it, and then use all those features, only pay $20 for the months you want. So if you're just going to book one trip, you can see a lot of value there for what you're going to spend on the trip, because it saves so much time. I mean, being able to look up in just a few seconds for each of those things can literally take less than 1/10 of the time it would take you to go to each website. And then when you add the sold out search with auto book, now that's going to create new possibilities for you that never existed before to go camping. And we've one of the things that we've been most pleased about is in our ongoing tests with sold out search. We've been testing 50 to 70 campgrounds every week for over 2 months now that are sold out for the coming weekend. And we start the sold out searches on a Sunday night. And we're having a national basis on hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of tests for months. We had a 61% chance of any one of those sold out searches having a cancellation that we find that we can book for you. And if you do the math, because each a monthly membership gets you 5 sold out searches, and we scan it every 5 minutes. And if you actually run 3 different scans, like if there's 3 campgrounds in an area you like, and you run a sold out search on each one of them, you actually have a 94% chance of hitting one of the 3 for that weekend. So if you see a nice forecast coming up, so we're creating new possibilities for you that didn't exist before. For the annual members, we actually give you 10 sold out searches that's 10 simultaneously at any one time, all the time. And we scan those every 2 minutes. So those folks tend to they'll have a couple working for next summer's bucket list trip. Like they're going to put that on Yosemite and Glacier and just have that working for next summer. Then you'll have 2 or 3 working for 3 weeks out when we're going to go up to, the Ohio area and staying somewhere in here. And then they might have, one for, I'm on the road right now, and I have a campsite booked at this place right here next door, but down the street is my favorite. It's sold out. I'll go ahead and put a sold out search on that one. And if that one hits, I'll have it auto booked, and then I'll cancel the other one. So it's almost like you can upgrade, it's like going to the airport almost, and hoping you get upgraded on the flight. There's so many different ways you can take our sold out searches and really start to create new camping possibilities for you and your family that never existed before, because you just simply don't have the time to do what Arvie does. And at the end of the day, that's really what Arvie's about, is you are paying a little more money for a membership, but you're getting a whole lot of your time back from not having to scour all those other websites. And you're creating these incredible new possibilities that simply didn't exist before. And I think, just in conclusion, probably now that I've launched and we've gone through our initial shake up of the platform and rebuilt it and fixed things, I'm just really excited to get feedback from our customers about, I can't believe we stayed here. There was, we had given up hope we'd ever stay here. Bahia Honda down in the Keys, like I say, Glacier National, Big Sur, just so many of the best parts that people don't even think they can get into, but now with Arvie they can. We're booking every day. Arvie members are booking the hardest to get cancellations in America every day, and we're excited about that.
Well, that's wonderful, and real aggregate, pulling all these resources together, one-stop shop, if you will.
Yeah,
and you're able to do all that. Well, Mark, listen, we really appreciate your time. I think you covered an awful lot, and it gave folks a high view, and also zoomed in as well on a few key things that I'm sure folks want to learn about. And if they want to learn more and just check out Arvie and give it a try, come on, what the heck, let's give it a whirl.
It's free. Try it for free, pause it, never turn it back on. You'll never pay a dime.
There you go. RV.com. That's AR. It's a Arvie. I want to make sure I'm saying.
Yeah, ARVIE.com.
There you go. ARVIE.com.
See right behind me. Yeah.
There you go. Yes.
Thank you so much. I've so enjoyed being on your show, and I really
it was wonderful having you on, and we'll check in with you again down the line and see how things are going. Best wishes on what we all here at the RV Advisor think is a great service that you're providing, and I'm sure it's going to just grow leaps and bounds.
Yeah, we sure hope so. Yes.
Arvie at RV.com. Mark Petersen, the CEO of the company, our guest. My name is Tom Alexander. Thanks for watching Partners and Products, and we'll see you again next time. So long, everybody.